Hello. Guess who's back, back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back. Whoa, why does this look so zoomed in? Guess who's back, guess who's back. No. And he ain't ever seen a person who codes like this before. Okay, well, we're gonna have to fix this, so give me a second here. Interesting. I'm liking what I'm looking at. I'm liking what I'm looking at. Oh, I can copy this to other people. Let me put this over here. If anyone bored. Okay, now I just need to fix my screen, for Christ's sakes. Display. Caption method automatic. Is it delete? Is it page down? Is it zoom? Is it like this? So what happens when so cooked already. Alright, let me open up this YouTube. Let me open up this YouTube stream, YouTube live studio stuff. So I could read my chat if there's a chat. So I could read my chat if there's a chat. YouTube studio. That was last time. This, my manage, yeah. We here. The hype YouTube stream can't fully hear. I'm in TTRPG. Nice to have you. not like I don't know you, but it's nice to know you. Cereals on my name, crazy. Damn, they put cereals on my name. Huh. I am currently figuring out my one issue with my thing. This didn't look like this last time, so now maybe I just clip this display capture and pop a new one? Yeah, let's do it again. Whoa, we in the Matrix. Okay, give me a second. Display capture. Add existing display capture. Let's try this one. Oh, see, this looks incorrect. Why is it just like the corner of my screen? Since when did this... Does it have to do with the... Does it have to do with the... Let's check this here. Few ideas. Them ideas bubbling. Fixed. Yeah, refresh zoom sources. I found it. I found the problem. Okay, give me this. Like so. Okay, now let me go back and it's calm. Yeah, it used to not have numbers. I've never been a commenter on this website. That's fire. Let me look at this stream just on my lonesome. All right, great. So, what are we going to be working on today on the Blob YouTube stream for the next 3 hours? and let's recap everything I worked on yesterday. Now, I have not touched a single piece of code yet. Now, why is that? Because I am working on the pre-production of this game. I have a feeling that the next couple of streams are going to be fully pre-production. So, my let me get to my Obsidian and go over what I have been working on so far. All right. So last time. God, we did a lot last time. Where should I even begin? Just to kind of give a recap. Basically, I started going over all of the system parts and making like an overview of the game that I want to make. Now I'm going to make like a single player roguelite TTRPG, and then I kind of went over the idea. Ayo, what up? So I kind of went over the idea for the game. The game's going to be called Nomad Echo. Basically, you play as a prehistoric crank who wakes up after 2,000 years of forgotten memories. The signal wants you. Hey, what's up, car? And blah 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 blah. Basically, it's gonna be like an isometric combat focused RPG, right? And the inspirations is that I kind of wanted to have it to be like the aesthetic of the game to be watercolor mixed with. It's gonna be like a watercolor mixed with sort of like a low polygon style. That's gonna be kind of the vibes, right? So these are kind of some of the inspirations that I have for this. And another big inspiration, and it's funny that you're here, car, is that I have, and I just popped open the DC, is that I actually think Greece is going to be like a really good example of what I want. Now, I'm going to want to have it be like that watercolory style in terms of the aesthetics mixed with kind of that low poly PSX style. Now, I put a bunch of like kind of styles that maybe I want to achieve. These are like if I had like a dream world where I'm like a goat at 3D modeling and I could do whatever I want. Obviously, this is just inspiration, but this is kind of the idea, right? These are kind of the main inspirations and concepts. Also, can you hear me fine, Car? Just to say. And the gameplay, and I'll go more into the gameplay of kind of how I want the gameplay to be, but it's going to be sort of like a mix of Hades 2 and Disco Elysium, where you are going to have a central hub where like you do a lot of the narrative RP elements, but you go on runs, basically like on like roguelite runs to level up your character, gain abilities, etc. So I kind of went over this. Mike is crisp and clear. Thank you, Car. So I went over this last time. So let me go over kind of the idea of how the game is going to work. So, and honestly, I should start doing a overview. So for the narrative system, right, there's going to be the 5 truths. Now, this is kind of from my TTRPG. And what it's going to be like is that you are going to have Grit, Cypher, Influence, Iron, and Trail. And these are going to influence certain things in the game. So let's say that you are going to go and talk to like an NPC, right? With an NPC, and I wrote an example here. If Tony says, "Hey Echo, you darn son of a bitch, I know you can't be having the likes of you staying at the old tavern, you raked the front of my shop." And then you could get a response. Your responses that you'll have as like Echo, for example, will be Grit. Well, will be like the stat that you have that could work in that situation, or a generic response. And what's going to happen is that the way you're going to level up your skills is that if you try for an answer and you fail it, and it's going to be kind of hard to like pass the answers for some of the abilities at first, you will get EXP. So failing in the narrative is going to still give you EXP towards each of your stats. And your stats are going to be measured by like a 7-star system. So each stat will have a star. That's like the level in it, and then you'll have like a little EXP bar under it, and that EXP bar will get leveled up as you go through the narrative. All right, Car. Is that crystal clear so far, Car? I know I'm like a couple seconds ahead of you, but is that crystal clear? And I'm gonna wait a couple seconds before I continue. I'm gonna go over to the is clear. All right, great. So here's kind of some of the things that I made. Okay, so basically, think of it like Hades, right? You start your run, and in your run in Hades, for example, you pick your weapon. In Hades 2, you pick like this like complicated, like kind of like tarot card for like buffs, levels, things like that. In this game, you get something called a class card. Now, what is a class card? A class card is basically what is going to define your abilities for a run. So you're going to have several class cards. Now I haven't fully thought of them yet, but I kind of just like wrote down some ideas for what I wanted for them. And basically what it's going to affect is going to be your main ability, your second ability, ultimate, and passive. Okay, so basically these class cards, you will collect them throughout the story from NPCs, from beating runs of like going out into the desert and completing your objective, whatever like an objective an NPC would give you, and then you would come back, get points, shiners or whatever to either buy cards from the merchant or get them from like your companions, people that are in the story, right? That's kind of my idea. And this lets you do your main ability, your second ability, ultimate, and passive. And on each card, what you're going to be able to do is that you're going to be able to level up the card so that you can unlock different ability variants. So, and here I'm going to actually zoom in for you. Let me know if that's better for you, Car, on your end. Hold on. Let me check to see if it's actually, yeah. Okay, I made it so that it zooms in on your end and follows my mouse so that you can actually read along. And with each of these cards, you basically get a bunch of powers. And here's one of the examples of the cards, right? So you'll have a card. The card will say whatever it says. I'm just using some stock art or whatever for now. And the card will be your passive ability, primary ability, secondary ability, and ult. And then each of these will be able to be switched out like during play. Or well, not during play, like as you level up, and you could like change them out for each of the classes. So you could kind of like level up each class a bit and get different abilities and stuff like that. So here is an example of the GUI that I designed last time. So how is this GUI going to work? What is going to be the main kind of idea of how it is? So here, it's going to be like an isometric top-down view game. And then here on the left, you'll have what your class card is. Then under it, you're going to have your severity. This is like your life. So this is like how much life you have. And everything is going to do a certain amount of severity damage. So in this game, the stats are not going to be like big numbers or anything like that. It's going to be like, oh, your weapon does 2 severity, and everybody's health is going to be somewhere between like 1 and 30 severity. Like, it's not going to be that crazy. So the severity goes like that, and then once your severity is at full, you die. Then we're going to have this signal exposure mechanic. This mechanic is going to be tied into the RNG items that you get at like the end of a round when you beat a round in the game. And I'm going to like kind of try and think through this later as I'm like working my way through the systems or whatever. But This is going to basically be a risk or reward system for taking stronger items. Here will be your skills, your primary, your secondary, and your ultimate. You'll have some ultimate charge here that will like charge up for when like your ultimate's ready, and then you'll have artifacts. Okay, so what are artifacts and what are ultimate charges? Let me go over here. Inputs and abilities. So I basically started thinking of all the stats the character could need. Artifacts. What do artifacts do? Basically, they're gonna be like extra things that you could gain from either NPCs, from bosses, from the shop that's gonna be in town. There's gonna be some sort of like shiner shop. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And then you're gonna be able to buy like class cards or artifacts from them. And artifacts are either going to be one of two. They are going to either be active, so you could use it during a run, or non-active. And I haven't really decided yet whether I want it to be that the artifact they keep it forever, or they use it once in a run and they're kind of like a resource that they might want to save for like certain runs or things that they want to do. So that's still like in my mind of how to kind of tackle that, because I'm thinking that actually that maybe artifacts will only be able to last a single run. Right, because I think that also, by the way, I'm like a few once in a run, right? So also I'm like a few seconds ahead of you, so that's why if I'm answering you late, that's why. But I don't know how to change that. I don't know how to make the delay not like super like that. But but yeah, I'm thinking that they just gives you once in a run, right? So it gives you a reason to use your resources. Like the way it's gonna work is you'll spawn like on a map similar to kind of like Hades style. You'll fight a bunch of enemies, they'll drop shiners, and then at the end you'll be presented with like three different types of rewards. And then each of those rewards will either be like a basic reward, a moderate reward, or a high risk reward. And if you take the high risk reward, you increase your signal. If you increase your dedication to the signal, it will give you negative effects in game, but you will get better buffs, and then eventually like the signal will pass. And the kind of the mini game that you're going to be playing like as you're going through each of the rounds is that you're going to choose whether or not you want to take a moderate buff, a high signal buff, or no signal buff. Maybe have some artifacts that can be made available at the beginning during prep that players can choose from. I like that. I like that. Okay. I'm thinking that at the start of a run, always have a set of free artifacts that the user can pool into if they want. Maybe we could add some sort of progression system that lets you get more artifacts as free and not have to pay shiners for them. What does that sound like? Maybe something like that? Right. You get like a set of free randomized ones, but you can pay to have. Huh. Because kind of. Right. Because, yeah, that does make sense. I like that. I'm here for that. Right, so then we'll have signal mechanics. I'm still thinking of like the effects for the signal, like as you like take things and then you get signal things. These are the ones I thought of so far. Everything in this game is leveled 0 like 1 through 7 because it's like lucky stars. It's going to have like a western theme about it. So like everything has like 7 level ups, so it's going to be like 7 levels to your skills, 7 to your signal, 7 to your most of your other things. Not severity though. That one I think is going to stay at 5. Can you hear that HD drink of my diet Pepsi? Okay, well, 777 baby, lucky. And you know we're going to have like a oh, this is a good thing. We definitely should have some type of roulette in the main hub world that will pop artifacts at random type shit. Gambling machine. All right, so what are we going to work on today? Love. What are we going to work on today? Let me open today's daily note. Nice. What did I say I was going to do yesterday? Think about mechanics and write them down. Potentially work on art. We're not doing that for like a whole nother day or two. I just have to add more to this pre-document. There's just too much to think about. But I'm going to write about my character today, definitely. Work on some story beats. Isometric. Nah, this was so lofty. I really only got this done, so I got this done in like 3 hours. It was just so much to write. I did all of that work yesterday in 3 hours. So, format, let me strike through that. Today, what we're going to do, what are going to be the goals for today? Work on character portraits or not character portraits, character descriptions for main characters in story. Perhaps we will also work on some enemy ideas. And also, yeah, maybe just some enemy ideas. And what else? Maybe some of the narrative. Maybe like the beginning of the narrative. All right. Do I have anything for my characters yet? All right, let's get cooking. Let's get let's get truly cooking, as the kids say. Echo. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna kind of want all of these to be like the same idea, but Echo, this is gonna be you, player character. Okay. Description. A pre-war crank unit who was buried beneath the sand for over 2,000 years in Sunstone. It was built before the ancient war for a he was built before the ancient war. More on this later. I'm thinking You are awoken by the signal 2,000 years later with just 3 words. Find your home or some shit like that. So I'm thinking that Echo's personality is going to be shaped by player choices, right? That's going to be like when, what you pick in the narrative is going to shape how he acts. He's going to be like sort of like a neutral, lifeless robot at first. Initially, he is a neutral, almost lifeless, low personality robot. Innocent. Me when I'm innocent. Right? It's going to be shaped by player choices, right? So I'm thinking that, and we can make a table here. Let's make a table. Let's go crazy. Slash insert table. Stat find diff certain. What does find diff certain mean? Okay, so I'm thinking like if they have high grit, it's just gonna be finding certain items slash artifacts would awaken more lifelike characteristics, perhaps. So one thing I'm thinking that's interesting. One thing I'm thinking about, so like, okay, so how do you actually gain stats in this game, right? Like, how do you actually level up your truths, which is like our main level up mechanic for like your character? So we have our truths here. Let's see, system in the 5 truths, right? So how do you level this up? Um, I'm actually gonna write this down. How do we level up? I wrote down some of this, but let's be more specific. How do we level up the 5 truths? Okay. One of them is going to be picking certain dialogue options that relate to the certain stat, right? So I'm in combat or I'm in a conversation and I decide I am going to use grit. For example, I pick a grit dialogue option. It will then go to grit. It will then give me EXP for grit. Right? That's one. Another one I'm thinking about is maybe each of the class cards could have a stat or multiple stats assigned to them. When you complete runs with that class card, it will level the corresponding stat. Right? So, for example, I use a class card called Wild Shooter. This would be an iron class card. Complete runs with this card gives you iron levels. Gives you iron EXP at end of a run. How does that sound? Is that a good idea? Or should we get rid of that? Or is that not a good idea? It's really hard to say. What you're saying with the artifacts thing and the items is going to have to go more into the story and less built into his mechanics, I think. I think he will find artifacts that maybe give him mechanics that unlock the mechanics that he has. Oh. Maybe that like during play like we can sync it like oh, he finds like one that unlocks him the ability to collect class cards. Cuz one thing I want to have is that eventually eventually as the class cards are all unlocked, you can then make custom class cards with abilities from all of them and mix and match your Q, you know, your primary, secondary, passive, and ultimate. Because that was kind of the idea I had is that eventually, once you collect enough of these cards, maybe he could find like an artifact that will help him change his personality, and I'm gonna have to just like think about it like what the actual story will entail, but I'm thinking he'll find one that will let him like make a combination of all of these. It will be presented as like this is like a finalized class, these are each of the classes, and then at the end you will be able to customize it into any class you want, and you can make a custom class card. You can name it like fucking Killer Destroyer 10,000, and you could put the passive from the Wild Shooter class, the primary from the Worm Warden class, secondary from blah 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 blah, etc. And it'll be like a build your own class situation. And then you could do an infinite amount of combinations that you see fit. And you know, by this point in the game, if you find something broken, I mean, it's gonna take a lot of balancing, a lot of moving back and forth between things. But I think it will be sick, personally. Personally, I think it will be sick. All right, let me go back to. Let me go back to the narrative and start cooking this more. Okay, yeah, more cowboy like. Yeah, build your own class is gonna be cool. I think it'll be fun. It's gonna be a hell of a bitch to code, but it's gonna be awesome. More cowboy like, more enduring, stoic, right? High iron will make him more like direct, aggressive. It's like an aggressive, impatient, you know, fuck you ability. This is the fuck you stat. High cipher will be like a very analytical, curious, detached, um, intellectual. Right, right. High trail, he'll be like observant, cautious, rugged, independent, and then high influence will be like the charismatic, funny, troll, manipulative, calculating, nice, etc. Right? All right. And here is kind of like the central question. The central question that I want the player to think about when playing this game. What is our central question, bro? Like what are we trying to learn from this, right? The central question. Heading. All right, actually, before I even get to this central question, because I have to kind of think about it, right? Let me think about kind of his vibes. Um, like in terms of his aesthetic, right? This is his aesthetic that I kind of envisioned, and let me know if you think this is an interesting idea. So, and then let me give him a background as well. The aesthetic. Like for some reason, something in me wants to give him like a red cape. Now, why the fuck would he have a red cape? We need to have like a Chekhov's gun moment of like why he would have a red cape in the first place, or like a red hood. But like, I don't know why the fuck he would have that. I'm thinking that he'll like, I want him to have some badass cloak. Like, I want him to be a robot with a badass cloak. Let's see. Let's go crazy. Robot badass cloak. Oh, right. Yeah, some shit like this, bro. Like we in the desert. We in the desert with the DOTM Megatron, bro. I don't know, something like this, or like this too. Are you asking me that he found it in the wreckage he woke up in? Or are you suggesting that as a question? I'm hitting them with this, bro. Robots with capes, bro. Yo, bro, they actually got a lot of robots with capes. Like this is like a real aesthetic, bro. Doctor Doom, right? On some low key Doctor Doom, like just like the way he looks, that cape, bro. Yeah, give me that cape, that Doctor Doom cloak. Suggesting, right? I think it's good, but like, okay, he finds the cloak. I guess the cloak will be used to hide his identity. Now the question is like, does he want to hide his identity from everybody? Because here's the idea I had, right? I'm gonna give this character like a best friend character who is going to be like your companion through thick and thin. He's going to be like this robot's like best fucking friend. And through your decisions in the game is going to decide how your relationship with this best friend like develops and what you two do together. And I was thinking that the way the game would start is that he's like literally found in this scrap and there's a dude like digging for parts and that guy, haven't really thought about his character fully yet, is going to like dig and like find him in the ground and wake him up. And then the first like after like the first couple like lines exchanged, you will have a fight. Like the fight will commence. Robots with capes. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Did I pop that in there? No, this one's good. Robots with capes, bro. Yeah, Megatron with the fucking cool ass cloak, like that's the idea, bro. But like he's gonna be a little cuter. He's not gonna be that scary like Megatron. Okay. It's coming back to me. Or it's coming to me. You Okay, wait, I have to start writing this fucking story. Wait, I have to start writing this fucking story. Right, because now, okay, so now I have to use this story thing that I have like not used ever. It's here, long form, scene. Okay, I have to write the first scene. It's coming to me, car. It's coming to me. Maybe I should make a summary first. Do you think I should start just like writing from the beginning, or do you think I should outline a summary? Low key, I should outline a summary. Low key, I think I should think of the summary before I do anything. I don't know. Summary? Summary type shit? I think that is what I'm gonna do. Narrative summary. All right, let's think about the premise first. You know, fuck it. This is like the first part of anything. Outline a summary, right? It's just gotta be. It's just gotta be. Format. Premise. You are unit 78143 something. You are unit 7. Everything 7. You are unit 7 Echo. Oh, wait, unit 7 Echo or something like that. You should have like a unit number. A pre-war crank buried beneath the surface of the Sunstone Sands. For over 2,000 years. The signal wakes you. Burned into your corrupted memory banks. You hear only 3 words. Find your home. Echo has forgotten where they are, what they did, and why they are even alive. We'll come back to this. I have to think about this. I think I'm gonna think more about. I have more of like the outline of like what I want in my head. So maybe I should put it in a table because I have like I don't know. I kind of have like the idea of how I want it. Okay, here we go. So I want it split up into 5 episodes. So this is how I kind of want the structure to go. So quick layout of story. Episode 1 will be Echo's rebirth. Located in the Sunstone Wastes and Freehold, Echo meets. I think I could actually link Echo here. Yeah, go crazy. Echoes with an A. An unlikely acquaintance. Now we have to think of the name of the friend. Do you think it's more powerful or interesting if the first person to wake Echo up is like a child, or should it be like a miscreant? Like, what if like a little like a fucking like 8-year-old girl was like his best friend, and we go on some wuxia storytelling type shit? All episodes and stories have an oracle. Someone who is narrating the experience of the game in third person, retelling the story of Echo. Main idea is that Echo will. Main idea is that the Oracle Mm, main idea is that the Oracle will come back at the end to finish up story. Needs an unlikely acquaintance. Insert acquaintance. Acquaintance here. Him and this traveler fight off a horde of corrupted signal infused cranks. Right? Acquaintance spelled incorrectly. The traveler is in debt to the local mayor of Junktown. Alright, we need to think of a funny name for a Junktown. Because I'm thinking this is the hook to try to get the main character to come with the character to help them. And maybe you help them or choose to abandon them in the story. Scrapville. I'll think of a better name for that later. The traveler is in debt to the local mayor of Junktown Scrapville and recruits Echo to join along with them at the town. Scrap heap, yeah, scrap heap. Fuck yeah. And recruits Echo to join along with them at the town. Echo will then be recruited by the psycho mayor, and we're gonna make the mayor addicted to. The mayor is going to be addicted to Coca-Cola to find a. We gotta make like insert Coca-Cola of solitude here. Echo will then be recruited by the crazy mayor. To find a working cola machine in the wastes. At this time, while looking for the machine, Echo makes friends with several people around the town and helps them or messes up trying for their benefit. Yeah, you gotta always add something with Coca-Cola. I mean, it's just a given. Rocket, rocket drink, rocket beverage. I don't know. I gotta think of Coca-Cola. I gotta think of like cool like Coca-Cola brand names. Whether Echo succeeds or not, the town of Scrap Heap is attacked by local raiders, and Echo must either save or flee the town. If choosing to save the town, Mayor becomes Mayor lives. If choosing to flee with Traveler, the Traveler lives instead. I'm thinking something like that. Maybe. Uh, um, during this time, the traveler asks for advice. No, asks if they remember why they were truly made. Player is then confronted with the question, do cranks dream? If answered yes, a glimpse into the past is revealed. Episode 1 concludes that the raiders who attacked Scrap Heap are actually looking for him and will stop at nothing to get him. This forces Russ to leave Scrap Heap and move to a new location. Tutorial over. Episode 2. Now I have to think about the episode. Freehold is many nights away, and you and your traveler pass by and create a camp outside of a factory. A mysterious figure in a cloak similar to yours tells you static cola. Ooh. Soda name inspirations. So we're gonna do soda name inspirations. Static cola. I'm liking that one. Decent, decent. Outside. What will they tell you? They tell you to go to stand tall and find your creator. Mysterious as fuck. As they make camp outside of the as they make camp, a mysterious little robot comes up to them and presents them with an option to ask them to please help save the cranks inside of a nearby factory. Those given free will have been stripped of it and returned to normal robots by a signal infused crank named Crimson. Okay. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Echo will infiltrate the factory, fight through the factory, kill multiple things. Camp will be hub for game mechanics. And as they progress, they will learn about Echo and his creation. They will learn about cranks and their creation from the Doom Singer. Oh. Eventually, Echo will find a historical archive that holds answers to a lot of questions regarding the past in this factory. A lot of redacted content meant to be interpreted for player. Player finds out. Echo discovers he was created. He was created at a maybe not. Okay, I just had a fucking based idea. It came to me. The major plot twist. Entire game, it is seen that an evil crank named Crimson is trying to replicate the Doomsinger, and Echo is trying to stop him through the story. But in the end, you find out that you are the Doomsinger from 2,000 years ago, and you could choose to either kill all sentient life forms or blah 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 blah. You think that's sick? Does that finna be a good idea? I kind of like that. Is that finna be a good idea? Okay, let's now let's now start thinking about yes, fire. We should think of cliffhangers for each of these episodes. I kind of see it like being very episodic. Cliffhanger. Each one should make you feel like you just like are crack addicted to play the next. As you leave the town of Scrap Heap, Soda Crazy Mare asks, "You'll come back, right? Promise?" Player choice. I promise. I'll try. Silence. Whoa. Cut to ending credits for that ep. After they save the cranks, the little robot thanks them and offers to escort them to What was the name of your character in our story? Car. I'm thinking episode 3 will be Freehold. Episode 4 will be like a traveling episode with, I think I'm gonna call it Basin. I don't know why. I feel like I want to call it that. And I think this is where they will find like an ancient beholder civilization. And then episode 5 will be called Signal, obviously. Of course, it has to be called Signal. Episode 2. Alter. Episode 1. Rebirth. Boom. Rebirth. Once finally in Freehold, this will be a large chunk of the game's unlock of mechanics. Main objective. Thinking about it. Main objective will be to find a person who can lead you to Crimson and his whereabouts. 2, strengthening yourself and learning about the people of Freehold. 3, figuring out yourself, your personality, and your desires. Multiple people like a fortune teller, a cowboy type character, and others will be here to help you influence your outlook and teach you about humanity's ways of dealing with living in solitude and background on the world. You will learn that you can unlock your class power by this point and customize skills to do so. Cool narrative thing here. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Freehold, you meet. Right. Eventually, you meet a waster named Gulag. Temporary name. And he will What will he do? And he will help the player if they are able to defeat a large raider gang and its leader, Smasher, from a local waster camp. Learn about the wasters and their lifestyle while fighting through this mess. Once finally in Freehold, this will be a large section of the game's unlock of mechanics. Main objective will be 1. To find a person who could lead you to Crimson and his whereabouts. 2. Strengthen yourself and learn about the learn about the people of Freehold. 3. Figuring out yourself, your personality, and your desires. Multiple people will be around, like a fortune teller, a cowboy type character, and others here will help you enforce your outcome and teach you about humanity's way of dealing with living in solitude and background on the world. You will learn that you can unlock your class power by this point and customize skills to do so. Eventually, you meet a waster named Gulag, and he will help the player if they are able to defeat a large raider gang and its leader Smasher from a local waster camp. Learn about the wasters and their lifestyle while fighting through this mess. Eventually, he will take you to a old beholder ancient ruins site and guide you there so you can find the whereabouts of your home creator and life. Beholder territory, ancient ruins everywhere with destruction and broken something. Broken broken places and broken locations. Here you will find out that something terrible happened to this place long ago. You will fight your way through the remnants, which are old beholders who hold the knowledge of this place. You will befriend them, and then they will tell you a story about the past of the world and how it came to be. Stories about betrayal. Eventually, the old beholder sage will tell you to find the memory vault end of the current level you are fighting on. And it will help you relive old memories stored away from there. It is protected by a signal infused beholder with the strength of 1,000 cranks. It be strong and cool. Here you will be led to a revelation. You were designed to help build a weapon that would cause a massive war, the Doom Singer. You chose to shut down this weapon as you found out it was the fastest way to peace. The weapon pre-fired and killed millions anyway. Your memory was erased, not as punishment, but as mercy for yourself. You requested it. Shame on you. This is a plot twist, manipulative memory designed to make player believe they were trying to save people. Episode 5 Signal. A final map at Stand Tall that is designed to get Echo to realize he either wants to save the current friends he made along the way or to go back to the past or to find out the truth of the past and see if it won't be repeated again. All previous locations met and friends collected along the way will show up in a final camp at Stand Tall that will be used to fight and help with final boss or give a buff, something of that effect. You fight your way all the way to Crimson, and eventually he finds the Doom Singer, which in fact was just an artifact that you double planted yourself to reactivate you and destroy Solitude forever. The signal is not a god or a curse. It is a warning system from the past. Am I cooking right now? Am I fucking cooking right now? Every drifter drawn to the signal is not following a god. It is unknowingly maintaining the prison that is holding back the Doomsinger from re-exploding the world. The signal woke you so that you could end the destruction yourself and save the world. Player can choose to be evil and blow up human race and end game early. Every artifact, every item you've collected, and the class cards all are chunks of this prison which were spread to help rebuild you destroy the earth. You are now complete again. All of your leveling up to this point strengthened you to be a bomb that will charismatically blow up the earth. Uh-oh. How the fuck do you spell this word? Charismatically. Crimson in shambles after you defeat him. Watches you hold the Doomsinger device. Oh no, we will make this something cool that looks like Echo. And you choose the final story. 1. You kill everyone. 2. You save the Earth and destroy the device, but lose yourself with it. 3. Secret final boss, true ending. Unleash the energy of the Doomsinger device and defeat a crazy clone of yourself. That Right, that's what I'm thinking. Secret final boss, true ending, unleash the energy of the Doomsinger and defeat a crazy clone of yourself that will rid the world of the signal and its power. Rain will begin to shine and save everything. You and your traveler best friend fall in love. XD. Okay! Damn, I fucking just wrote for like a whole hour. Hold on, I gotta go pee. I went to go take a piss and I just thought of something fucking insane. I don't know if you're still here. I literally just thought of something so fucking correct. I'm gonna wait till you respond in the chat and wait a few minutes, like before I actually activate this fucking neurodivergent brain that I just fucking unlocked. I wonder how I can make the delay like 0. Add a delay. No. Remove YouTube delay. On the YouTube live page, what is the latency? Stream settings. Tell me. I guess I have to change this before the stream starts. There is a low latency delay. I found the trick to remove the latency delay. Huh. I don't know. Anyway, final boss, right? Secret final boss? Okay, maybe this isn't the secret final boss number 3. This is the final boss true ending 1, where you fight the Doomsinger device and it's gonna be like a copy of yourself and it's gonna be cracked as fuck. But, and hold on, stay with me, friend. But we could have a secret final boss, and I don't know how it is. I don't know. I had to think about this. You fight the creator, your father, the person who created you in his fucking cell, who created you as the Doom Singer in the first place. Like I have the envisionment of you like I have to destroy I have to destroy this now. And I'll be destroying myself. And then you hear the like screen shakes, and then you hear like a deep voice, and he says, "I won't let my own son do blah 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 blah." And then like out comes a fucking demon form of like an old man with like a fucking scythe or something. And then it'll be like an old man at the end. The signal built up. It's built up enough energy to send you back in time, and what you fight him you fight. So what? You fight him in the past to save the present. Oh my god! You fight him in the past to save the present. No! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, that's fucking sick. So you're saying that the secret? Oh, the way you unlock this is by beating the boss at max signal. At max signal exposure. Because it's like the signal built up enough energy. You have signal exposure. You get to see the true ending. You get to see the true ending of the game. Type shit. Type shit. Right? type shit. You kill everyone. You save the Earth and destroy this device, but you die. But you lose yourself with it. You remember who your family is and find your home. Aw. You save the Earth and destroy the device, but lose yourself with it. The final moments of the game. Aw, and then that's what they said at the beginning of the game. Find your home. And it was for you to destroy it. And your home is heaven or fucking what? You kill everyone. You are a sick son of a bitch. Final boss true ending is find your home, whispers in your ear one last time, and you look at all of the people you see around you and realize that your home is right where you belong. No! Oh god, that's so sad. God, it's so beautiful. I could cry. Right. Right. Something like that. I am now using my brain to think. On God! There's nothing like a fucking like at the end it being a secret prison for yourself for you to destroy the world. Right? Is that not the case? Crimson in shambles after you watch as you hold the Doom Singer. Maybe you could use maybe yeah, maybe for the last one like you use huh. Is there like gonna be another ending where like we fucking there should be another ending, but it's not gonna be like a secret ending or anything. You choose to live now with the people you hold dear, but suck in the Doomsinger device to explode in another 2,000 years. See you in 4046, in 4026, which will then evaporate the Earth type beat. Evaporate the Earth type beat. Right. Other names for sodas. Let's pop a Google on this. Get rid of this. Let me go to my real. Pop, pop, soda, soda names. Fantasy. No, no, no. Ideas for fantasy drinks. Soda names fantasy inspirations. Let me just see, like, what people. Synth. Oh, that's like a cool name. Something mechanical. Synth. Synth. Synonyms for synth. It's called. They're called samplers. My grape sampler. Is sampler? Sampler. I want a sampler. Grape sampler. I want a dusk hollow sampler. Synth got such a nice ring to it, but it's not right for this. It's not like a futuristic setting. Pop. Pop sampler. Pop. Pop some. You know, pop, pop, pop goes the weasel. Thank you for being my number one chatter car. This is like it's like already you're already outdoing the greatness of the heart. You fuck with this. You fuck with the look of this. Samplex. Samplex. Samplex soda. Narrative. Done. Samplex. Samplex. So we're gonna go for more thinking. Yeah, Samplex. It sounds more like a. It sounds more like a medication. Have you taken your Samplex this morning? Coke. Samp. Samp. Soda. A couple syllables. Samplex. Yeah, it could work. A samplin. A samplini. A samplo. A samp. A samplini. So like martini. But that's like too fancy. Seltzer. Sampser. It's not gonna work for me. It's not gonna work for me. No, it is not. No, it is not. It is not going to work for me. Do Crank's dream. Oh no, it's a lot to think through. I'm gonna work on like a shitty drawing of the main character, I think. Then we have to start thinking of the traveler that goes with them. Let me review the narrative real quick. Let me see what I need to change and add. Echo's rebirth, located in the Sun's Oasis Freehold. Echo meets an unlikely acquaintance. Him and this traveler fight off a horde of corrupted signal-infused cranks. The traveler is in debt to the local mayor of Junktown, Scrap Heap, and recruits Echo to join along with them at the town. Echo will then be recruited by the crazy mayor to find a insert Coca-Cola a solitude here, working cola machine in the waste. At this time, while looking for the machine, Echo makes friends with several people around the town and helps them or messes up trying for their benefit. Whether Echo succeeds or not, the town of Scrap Heap is attacked by local raiders, and Echo must either save or flee the town. If choosing to save the town, the mayor lives. If choosing to flee the traveler lives instead. But I'm thinking of changing this. If choosing to save the town, mayor will befriend and follow player. If choosing to flee with traveler, one of the other companions will stay with them. During this time, the traveler asks if they remember why they were truly made. Player is then confronted with the question, do cranks dream? If answered yes, a glimpse to the past is revealed. Episode 1 concludes that the raiders who attack Scrap Heap are actually looking for him and will stop at nothing to get him. Hired by Crimson. Hired by Crimson to kill him or take his body. This forces Russ to leave Scrap Heap and move to a new location. A mysterious figure in a cloak similar to yours tells you to go to Stantall and find your creator. Oh, well, God, I introduced this character who's like this mysterious... Who is going to be this mysterious figure and how will they be revealed? What is this mysterious figure going to be? Fuck. I didn't think about this person. Who else could survive 2,000 years? That's the problem. Okay, but you could always have an answer for everything. He used enough signal to go into the past. So then that means that in theory they could use enough signal force to go into the future. So who is this from the past that's come into the future? A figure from the past we have not thought of yet. Freehold is many nights away, and you and your traveler pass by and create a camp outside of a factory. As they make camp, a mysterious little robot comes up to them and asks them to please help save the cranks inside of a nearby factory. Those given free will have been stripped of it and returned to noble robots by a signal-infused crank named Crimson. A hallucination from the signal. Maybe. Echo will infiltrate the factory, fight through the factory, kill things, blah, blah, blah. As they progress through the creation of the Doomsinger, eventually Echo will find a historical archive that holds answers to a lot of questions regarding the past of this factory. A lot of redacted content meant to be interpreted by player. Okay, Car, but think about it. And I'm going to wait for you to respond to this. That's cool. I like that idea. Hallucination. Maybe not from the past. Hallucination. A son that your creator lost before he made you? Ah. A son that your creator lost before he made you? What is this akin to? Is this akin to the same thing as fucking. This is on some Pinocchio type shit. Didn't he make him look like his son? Is that too ripping off of that now that I think about it? Maybe not. It's more like a hallucination. It's like different. He also didn't make you look like the robot, which would be fucking crazy. But like, why would he be relevant, the son, then, if the robot has nothing to do with it? It's like, yeah, it's like it's a hallucination from his son, but it's like an echo and signal like relate to each other because like an echo is like something that you hear reverberating throughout like a room, or like it repeats back to you, and the signal like some Pinocchio Astro Boy type shit. Son that your creator lost before he made you. God damn. Son that your creator lost before he made you. That could be it, bro. I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna leave it for now. It could always change. Episode 3. Once they finally arrive for the large game of long mechanics, made objective here, a person who could lead you to Crimson and his whereabouts. 2. Strengthen yourself, learn about the people of Freehold, figuring out your personality and desires, blah, 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 blah. You get recruited by a waster, help the player, defeat a large raider. This is like a midpoint. We're going through. We're doing adventures. We're doing shit inside the world. We're gonna do some world building. Learn about solitude. Learn about the world, how everything works. Beholder territory, ancient ruins everywhere with destruction. Well, go. Fight your way through the remnants, which are old beholders who will hold the knowledge of this place. You will befriend them, and they will tell you a story. Eventually, the old beholder sage will tell you to find a memory vault, and it will help you relive old memories stored away from there. It is protected by a signal infused beholder with the strength of 1,000 cranks. It be cool and strong. This is looking good. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling like the narrative is good. What are we missing from this? What is missing from this narrative is the question. I think we got a lot done. That was like 2 hours of raw story writing. I'm gonna spend like 15 minutes drawing the character and then I'm gonna call it a night, I think. And by drawing the character, I mean making like a fucking stick figure. Krita. Let's go fucking crazy. I'm gonna turn off the insert. Think I just turned it off, maybe. New image. Let's go nuts. Let's draw him in the fucking. Let's draw him in the waist, bro. What do we got here? Just draw him in the fucking waist, bro. No, it's like what color? The waist? It's more like gonna be like a yeah. Oh damn! All right, what do we got here? Let's get a close-up shot of his face. We're gonna have a fucking beautiful close-up shot of him crying. Whoa. I'm learning about this program. Let's go fucking crazy. This shit does not have to be complicated at all. How do I increase the size? Like, yeah, go fucking nuts. Me when I use a program. Let's make a sun. Let's make a beating red sun in the corner here. And then let's make it even more intense with more brightness in the center. It's gonna be fucking beating down on this motherfucker. It's gonna be beating down on this motherfucker, bro. Yeah. The rays, the internal rays. This is going to be we're gonna have my boy like right here. Let's sketch him with like a pencil. They have like a pencil one. Basic oval brush, no. I need some sketching material. Yeah, pencil sketch. Yeah. Here, he's gonna be like here. Oh, this is gonna be him. He's gonna have his like cloak. This is gonna be like a big landscape photo. Here we're gonna have like mountains and shit here. Here we're gonna have the big rock behind all these mountains. The purple glowing rock. We'll have like a sky here. Boom, boom, boom. Then here we'll have a trail. Some type of trail here. We'll have like, here we'll have like a camp. Some type of TP situation. Here we'll have a bunch of junk. This is a junk pile. I have a big junk pile here. Big ass junk pile here, bro. We be fucking junk piling. We're getting some fucking junk pile, bro. We getting some real junk pile energy up in this motherfucker. And then lying here, here we'll have our traveler, and then Echo. Now Echo, I'm gonna really fucking. I guess I should make them more detailed. Echo's gonna have like a. I'm gonna wear some fucking cape, bro. So it'll look so sick. He's gonna wear some fucking cape here. He's gonna have his fucking robot arms. Rant, rant, rant. Here's this cool cape. This cape is gonna, like, fucking be so sick. This guy's gonna be holding a stick. Let me draw his, like. I feel like this guy would have a stick or something that he approaches with. Me when I approach with a stick. why you here? Uh-oh. Then there's gonna be dudes with fucking gas masks on, fucking snipers. Really gonna fucking kill our our team? Something like this. First idea that will draw it out. All right, Car, I am exhausted. I am going to call it fucking quits for the day. Killing it. Scene one painting idea. I love you, Car. I'm going to see you later. Goodbye.